According to the American Psychological Association Dictionary of Psychology, social equality is defined as, quote, equivalent treatment of and opportunity for members of different groups within society, regardless of individual distinctions of race, ethnicity, gender, age, social class, sexual orientation, or other characteristics or circumstances, end quote. This photo shows an example of social equality in action, where one side has people with disabilities and the other side has people with able bodies. The scale is balanced, and neither side is given an advantage. This represents how all people, no minority group, is considered lesser than the majority group. This idea has been advocated for many times, as unfortunately, discrimination is very common worldwide. However, as great the idea of equality is, it does come with setbacks. For example, it gives off the idea that equal treatment will just solve everyone's problems, which isn't true. Some people need more treatment than just the average. It's one thing to be equal, but it's another thing to be fair, and equality alone is just not fair enough. A lot of people are weary to the idea of equality because they fear it'll take away their personal belongings. You need to know how much you are willing to sacrifice. According to dictionary.com, equity is defined as, quote, the quality of being fair and impartial. The word is most commonly associated with the word equality, but make no mistake, social equity and social equality are two different things. This photo shows an example of social equity in action, where three apples are being hung at the same length. With social equality, all three men might have gotten the short stool, and the purple and yellow men would have to work harder for the apple. With social equity, all three men are given a chance at the same opportunity. The stools are adjusted to match their respective heights, which represents how equity benefits the struggling without changing the benefits of everybody else. While the flaws of equity are minor, they should still be acknowledged. For starters, it's very hard to find an understandable definition of equity. The concept is best explained in pictures and infographics rather than text. Secondly, it is worth mentioning the concept of equity could be manipulated without much effort. It is entirely possible for someone to take a disability, fake it, and earn benefits that should have been given to people who need them. The thought of this is scary and downright immoral, and this unfortunately has occurred several times. Making my final verdict on these two was tough. Both beliefs treat people who can and can't provide themselves equally. But equity is a stronger belief. Like I mentioned earlier, equity benefits more people and touches on topics that are often overlooked in equality. The only real downside is the faking, but that's an issue that can easily be resolved with some precise analysis. I'm not saying that we should eliminate equality altogether. Obviously, we need it. It's clearly necessary for certain groups of people. But equity gives everyone the best results.